cruel punishments faced by gay men in Justinian's Byzantine Empire, the starship, Aurora, glided silently through the darkness of space, its hull reflecting the faint glimmer of distant stars. Captain Elena Morale stood at the bridge, her eyes fixed on the viewports as the massive planet Xenon grew larger with each passing minute. It was a world unlike any humans had ever encountered, a planet ruled by an alien empire known for its strict laws and advanced technology. Humanity's mission was clear: observe, learn, and find a way to interact peacefully with the Xenon Empire. Elena adjusted the controls, guiding the ship toward the atmosphere. She could feel the tension in the cabin. Every member of the crew knew the stakes. One wrong move, one misunderstanding, and the consequences could be severe. The Xenons were known to enforce their rules without mercy, but they also valued intelligence and ingenuity. If humans could show their worth, there was a chance for mutual respect. Atmospheric entry in 3, 2, 1, the pilot announced. The Aurora shuddered as it passed through the thick, blue-green clouds that covered the planet. Lightning flickered across the sky, illuminating the jagged mountain ranges and sprawling cities below. From above, the Xenon capital looked like a city of glass and metal, towering spires reflecting sunlight in dazzling patterns. Elena felt a mix of awe and apprehension. The humans on her team had trained for every possible scenario, but nothing could fully prepare them for a civilization so different from their own. Their technology was advanced, but their rules were strict. Even the smallest infraction could be noticed by the ever-watchful Xenon authorities. As the ship landed in the capital's designated docking area, a group of Xenon officials awaited them. They were tall and graceful, with shimmering skin that seemed to change color under the sunlight. Their eyes were large and expressive, but there was a cold precision to their movements that made Elena instinctively step back. "Welcome, humans," one of them said in perfect English, though the tone carried a subtle edge. "I am Arian, chief liaison of the Xenon Empire. You have permission to remain in the city for observation, but be warned, our laws are strict. Every action will be noted." Elena bowed slightly. "Thank you, chief liaison. We are here to learn and cooperate." Arian's eyes narrowed slightly, as if assessing the sincerity of her words. "See that you do. The Xenon Empire has thrived for millennia because of order and discipline. Stray from it, and you will face the consequences. Follow our instructions, and perhaps we can find understanding between our peoples." The humans were escorted into the city, and the sheer scale of Xenon's capital overwhelmed them. Towering buildings reached into the sky, linked by transparent bridges. Hovering vehicles moved silently along predetermined paths. Everywhere they looked, there were signs of technology beyond anything humans had created. Yet for all its brilliance, there was an underlying tension. Citizens moved with careful precision, their expressions guarded. It was clear that order was not just a choice on Xenon, it was a law enforced at every moment. Elena's team was shown to a temporary residence, a small but comfortable complex within the city. Though the walls were sleek and metallic, the interior had warmth, soft lighting, comfortable furniture, and advanced interfaces that responded to voice commands. It was a strange mix of rigid design and subtle comfort. Once settled, Elena gathered her crew in the main living area. "We need to be cautious," she said. "The Xenons are intelligent and observant. Our actions will be closely watched. We need to show that humans can think creatively and responsibly. That's the only way we'll earn their respect." Lieutenant Amir Khan, the ship's engineer, nodded. "I've already started studying their energy systems. There's a lot we can learn, but we need to avoid making any mistakes that could be seen as tampering or disrespect." Navigator Leela Chen added, "Their transportation grids are fascinating. I've noticed patterns in how their vehicles move. If we can understand those patterns, we might find a way to predict and avoid potential conflicts." Elena smiled faintly. "Good. Observing and understanding is our first priority. We show ingenuity, not defiance. The next day, the humans were guided through the city by a young Xenon named Kyra, assigned as their guide. She was polite, though distant, her eyes scanning every street and building with meticulous care. "Your species is fascinating," Kyra said quietly as they walked. "Humans have a reputation for resilience and adaptability. Many here doubt that you can understand our ways, but I see potential." Alina was encouraged. "We hope to learn as much as possible. Knowledge is the key to cooperation." Kyra's expression softened slightly. "Then you must be cautious. The laws here are very specific. Even unintentional mistakes can cause trouble. Observe closely, think before you act, and always consider the consequences." As they continued, the humans noticed subtle signs of enforcement. Drones hovered silently at corners, recording movements. Holographic notices appeared on walls, reminding citizens of rules and expectations. There was no visible aggression, but the presence of constant observation was unmistakable. That evening, Alina convened a private meeting with her team. "We need a strategy," she said. "We're not just visitors, we're ambassadors of humanity. Every action we take will shape how they view us. Let's discuss what we can do to show our value without crossing boundaries." Amir spoke first. "We have advanced problem-solving abilities. If we can offer solutions to technical challenges they face, it will show our ingenuity. But we must ensure it's framed as assistance, not interference." Leela added, "I've mapped the transit patterns and identified areas where efficiency could be improved. If we suggest enhancements in a subtle, respectful way, it could demonstrate our intelligence and creativity." Alina nodded. "Excellent. Observation, analysis, and careful action. That will be our path forward." The following days were a mix of observation and discreet engagement. The humans attended Xenon forums, watched their technology in action, and took careful notes. They marveled at the efficiency of the society, but also saw the limitations imposed by rigid rules. Innovation existed, but only within strict boundaries. Anything perceived as challenging the system was discouraged. During one visit to the energy hub, Amir noticed a minor flaw in the grid distribution. It was a small inefficiency, but noticeable. "If I adjust the sequence slightly, we could save energy," he whispered to Alina. Alina considered carefully. "Do it only if we can present it as an observation, not a modification. Let's not risk violating their laws." Amir made his suggestion to the hub supervisors in a neutral way. To their surprise, the Xenons listened attentively. "Your suggestion is logical," one of the officials said. "We will consider implementing it. You demonstrate practical understanding of our systems." It was a small victory, but it boosted morale. The humans realized that intelligence, not defiance, was the path to respect. They could impress the Xenons without breaking rules, by thinking creatively within the boundaries. That night, as the humans looked out over the city from their residence, Alina reflected on the challenge ahead. Xenon was a world of order and precision, but it was also a place where humans could shine if they used their ingenuity wisely. Their journey was just beginning, and the stakes were high. Far below, the city pulsed with light and activity, oblivious to the small group of humans determined to prove that resilience, creativity, and cooperation could bridge even the widest gaps between worlds. Alina felt a spark of determination. Humanity had faced challenges before, dangers, disasters, and unknown worlds. Now they were here on an alien planet under alien laws. Yet the same traits that had carried humanity through centuries, curiosity, intelligence, and adaptability, could guide them again. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new tests of wit and courage. And Alina knew that if humans could navigate this world carefully, they could show the Xenons something remarkable, that humanity, though young among the stars, was capable of greatness. The first day on Xenon ended with cautious optimism. The humans were outsiders, observers in a world of strict rules. But in the quiet moments, beneath the hum of the city and the glow of alien lights, a single truth was clear. Humanity's ingenuity could thrive even in the most disciplined of worlds. And that was only the beginning. The following morning, the humans awoke to the soft hum of Xenon's city. Outside their residence, the streets glimmered with activity. Hover vehicles glided silently along predefined lanes, and citizens moved with precise, almost choreographed steps. For humans, it was a world of beauty and discipline, but also one of constant vigilance. Every glance, every movement could be noted. Captain Alina Morales gathered her crew in the main lounge. "Today we will begin deeper observation," she said. "We've made a small impression, but the real test starts now. We need to show our intelligence and adaptability without overstepping any boundaries." Lieutenant Leela Chen nodded. "I've mapped several key locations: transportation hubs, energy grids, communication centers. Each of them has challenges we might be able to understand and suggest improvements for, without actually interfering." Engineer Amir Khan tapped on his portable interface. "I've also started analyzing their environmental systems. The efficiency is high, but there are tiny gaps we can identify. Presenting solutions could show practical understanding." Their guide, Kyra, arrived promptly. She was quiet, her movements deliberate, but there was a faint curiosity in her eyes. "You are eager to learn," she said. "That is good. But remember, even the smallest mistake can attract attention. The laws here are precise. Observation is allowed. Action must be cautious." Alina smiled. "We understand. Today, we will observe carefully and then propose ideas respectfully." The humans split into small teams. Alina and Leela visited one of the largest transportation hubs, a massive complex where hundreds of vehicles moved seamlessly in a synchronized flow. Every hovercar followed invisible tracks, controlled by a complex energy system. "It's fascinating," Leela whispered. "Everything moves with perfect timing, but look here, see that intersection. The vehicles slow slightly as they pass through. It's a minor inefficiency, but noticeable." Alina squinted at the display panel. "You're right. Perhaps we could suggest a minor adjustment to improve flow, but only as an observation, not a modification." Meanwhile, Amir and another engineer, Jonah, visited the energy hub again. They studied the systems quietly, noting patterns of power distribution and consumption. "It's highly efficient," Jonah said, "but there's a small delay in energy routing when multiple sectors demand power simultaneously. We might suggest a way to balance it better." At midday, the humans reconvened. Each team shared their observations, and Alina listened carefully. "Good work," she said. "We will present these as insights, not interference. Remember, we are guests, observers, and problem solvers, not rule breakers." Their first opportunity came sooner than expected. Kyra led them to a meeting with a group of Xenon administrators responsible for city logistics. The humans presented their findings carefully, emphasizing efficiency and system analysis. "To be clear," Alina said, "we are not suggesting any direct changes. We simply noticed small areas where efficiency could be enhanced based on observation and calculations. Perhaps these ideas may be useful." The Xenons listened silently. Their large eyes scanned the humans, as though weighing the value of every word. For a long moment there was no response. Then one of the officials spoke. "Your observations are precise," the Xenon said. "You notice details that many of our own specialists overlook. While you may be outsiders, your insights show understanding of our systems. This is unusual. We will take your suggestions into consideration." The humans felt a quiet thrill. It was the first time the Xenons had acknowledged their intelligence openly. Respect could be earned, after all, through careful thinking and ingenuity. Later, while exploring the city, Alina and her crew noticed another challenge, an area where the Xenons' rigid rules caused minor inefficiencies. Certain delivery drones, constrained by law, took longer routes to avoid even minimal risk. The humans could see how small adjustments could save time and energy, but the question remained, could they suggest improvements without crossing boundaries? That evening, Alina convened the team. "We are starting to make an impression," she said. "But we need to be even more careful. Observations are valuable, but action must remain within their rules. Creativity is important, but strategy matters more." Leela nodded. "I have an idea. What if we design simulations that model efficiency improvements? We can present it as a theoretical exercise, not a direct interference." Amir's eyes lit up. "That's perfect. Simulations are safe. We can show our understanding, demonstrate our solutions, and still obey the laws." The next day, the humans were invited to observe a new project, an energy redistribution test across the city. The Xenons had noticed minor fluctuations in power supply during peak hours, and the humans were allowed to watch the process. They quietly analyzed the system, noting the timings, energy loads, and flow patterns. Using their portable interfaces, they created a simulation of an optimized distribution pattern. It was careful, detailed, and fully theoretical. Nothing touched the real system. Then, in a formal presentation to the administrators, Alina explained their findings. "Our model suggests that small adjustments to timing could balance the load more evenly," she said. "We understand this is theoretical. We offer it purely as an observation to illustrate potential efficiency improvements." The room fell silent. Then, one administrator spoke. "You have analyzed our system with precision and creativity. Your approach respects our laws and shows understanding of complex structures. It is impressive. Perhaps your species is capable of learning and contributing to our civilization." The humans exchanged glances, a mixture of pride and cautious relief. They had proven that ingenuity could be recognized even in a strict society, if presented with respect and care. But not every encounter was simple. As the days passed, the humans began to notice subtle dangers. Small miscommunications could escalate, and even minor cultural misunderstandings were noted by Xenons with sharp memory. Once, a casual joke by one crew member nearly caused a misunderstanding. Kyra intervened quietly. "Your humor is unusual," she said. "It is not harmful, but it is not always understood. Be careful. Words can be dangerous here." Alina nodded. "Thank you. We will be mindful." The crew learned quickly that respect in Xenon society was shown through careful observation, attention to detail, and measured speech. They also realized that their greatest strength lay not in physical power or speed, but in creativity, cooperation, and intelligence. Midway through their observation period, the humans were given another challenge. A technical malfunction in a public transportation hub caused minor delays. The Xenons allowed the humans to watch the issue unfold, but warned them not to interfere directly. Amir studied the system and noticed a possible cause, a timing mismatch in the vehicle control signals. He whispered to Alina, "We could design a theoretical solution, show it to the administrators, and help them understand the fix without touching the system." Alina agreed. "Do it carefully, show understanding, not action." They created a simulation demonstrating how adjusting the timing could restore smooth flow. When presented to the administrators, the Xenons examined it with careful attention. "This is clever," one official said. "Your solution respects our laws and shows understanding of complex systems. Your species demonstrates potential for problem-solving within strict structures. You may be young among the stars, but you have intelligence." It was another small victory, but the humans knew the real test was yet to come. Observation, analysis, and theoretical solutions were valuable, but Xenons had ways of testing true ingenuity, unexpected problems that could not be solved by routine thinking alone. One evening, Kyra brought a new challenge. "Tomorrow, you will visit the Central Coordination Hub," she said. There is a project involving city-wide logistics. A minor failure has occurred, and while we must correct it, the solution is not obvious. You may observe. Suggest theoretical improvements if you wish, but remember, action must follow the rules. Alina felt a surge of anticipation. This was it, the chance to show human adaptability under pressure. We will be careful, precise, and creative, she said. This is the moment to demonstrate what humanity can do. As the humans prepared for the next day, the city of Xenon continued its silent rhythm. Every drone, every vehicle, every citizen moved with precision. Yet amidst the perfection there was space for ingenuity, if one could find it. Alina looked at her crew, determination in her eyes. We are outsiders, yes, but we are also humans. Our strength is in our minds, our creativity, and our ability to work together. Tomorrow, we will show that even in a world of strict rules, humanity can rise to the challenge. That night, the humans reviewed their simulations, refined their analyses, and discussed possible approaches. The central coordination hub would be a test of everything they had learned so far: their observation skills, their ability to work within strict boundaries, and their creative problem-solving. As the city lights shimmered under the alien sky, Alina felt a quiet certainty. Humanity had survived countless challenges on Earth. Now, in a world of order, discipline, and careful observation, their ingenuity would be their greatest weapon. And tomorrow, they would have the chance to prove it. The next morning, the humans awoke early, the alien city of Xenon gleaming under the pale sunlight. Captain Alina Morales gathered her team in the lounge. Today would be critical. The central coordination hub was the heart of the city's operations, controlling transportation, energy distribution, and logistics across the entire metropolis. A minor malfunction had been reported, but its complexity was beyond routine maintenance. Kyra arrived promptly, her usual calm demeanor showing a hint of anticipation. The issue involves timing conflicts across multiple systems. The solution is not obvious. You may observe and you may suggest theoretical improvements, but remember, no direct action. The rules are strict, Alina nodded. Understood, we will approach this carefully. The humans arrived at the hub, a vast complex of interconnected platforms, glowing panels, and hovering vehicles moving in perfect synchronization. Yet beneath the surface of apparent perfection, they could see the problem. Certain sectors experienced delays, causing minor congestion that rippled through the city's transportation network. Leela Chen scanned the holographic displays, her eyes moving quickly across data streams. The timing sequences are misaligned in 3 main sectors, she said. Each sector is interconnected, so a small delay here cascades throughout the system. If we can identify the root cause, we can propose a theoretical solution. Amir Khan studied the energy grids feeding the hub. Power surges are minimal, but there is a pattern. It seems the load balancing is slightly off, contributing to the timing conflicts. It's subtle but noticeable. Alina observed quietly, weighing their options. This was not just a technical challenge. It was a test of human creativity and careful reasoning. One wrong suggestion or an action perceived as interference could jeopardize their mission. Kyra guided them to the central observation deck, where they could monitor the flow of traffic, energy distribution, and communication signals. You have 1 hour to observe, she instructed. Then the administrators will consider any suggestions you provide. The humans split into pairs, focusing on different aspects of the problem. Leela and Alina concentrated on transportation flows, mapping every vehicle, every pause, every deviation from the expected route. Amir and Jonah examined the energy systems, noting fluctuations and possible inefficiencies. Time passed quickly as they worked in silence, the hum of Xenon machinery all around. Patterns began to emerge, small misalignments in timing that affected entire sectors. subtle energy surges that slowed processing, and minor conflicts in communication signals that caused momentary hesitation in autonomous systems. Elena's mind raced. "This is more complex than we thought," she said quietly. "But the solution is in the details. We need to create a theoretical model that addresses timing, energy, and communication simultaneously." Leela's eyes lit up. "We can simulate adjustments across all three systems. By testing different sequences, we can find the optimal timing without touching the real infrastructure." Amir nodded. "I'll integrate the energy balancing into the simulation. We can propose improvements as observations, not actions." For the next hour, the humans worked tirelessly, constructing a simulation that mirrored the Central Coordination Hub's operations. Every variable was accounted for, every dependency considered. When their model was complete, they ran several tests, adjusting timings and loads to see the effect on congestion and efficiency. The results were promising. The theoretical adjustments suggested small changes in timing sequences, energy distribution, and communication protocols. These changes would smooth traffic flows, prevent cascading delays, and optimize energy consumption. Elena took a deep breath. "It's ready. Let's present it." The humans were escorted to the main control room, where Xenon administrators observed the hub's operations. The officials watched silently as Elena began her presentation. "We have created a theoretical model of your hub systems," she said. "It is designed to show possible improvements in efficiency. No physical changes have been made. Our suggestions are purely observational and based on patterns we have studied." Leela demonstrated the simulation, explaining how small adjustments could synchronize sectors more effectively. Amir highlighted the theoretical energy balancing improvements. Every explanation emphasized respect for Xenon laws and careful observation. The room was quiet. The Xenons exchanged glances, their large eyes attentive. Then one official, speaking with calm authority, asked, "Your model is intricate. You account for multiple variables and interdependencies. How did you determine the optimal sequences?" Elena explained their reasoning. "By observing patterns, testing scenarios in a simulation, and adjusting sequences theoretically, we were able to identify solutions that respect existing rules while improving efficiency. It is an approach focused on understanding rather than interference." Another official leaned forward. "You demonstrate an ability to grasp complex systems and propose solutions without violating our laws. This is rare among outsiders. Your species shows ingenuity and restraint." The humans felt a surge of quiet pride. They had faced a true test of intellect and creativity, and their careful approach had been recognized. But their challenge was not over. Kyra spoke softly. "There is a final observation." During the test runs, an unexpected variable appeared. A sector of autonomous vehicles deviated slightly, causing brief delays. The source of this deviation is unclear. You may analyze and suggest explanations. Elena studied the data. "This is not a simple timing or energy issue," she said. "It appears to involve adaptive decision-making by autonomous systems, something reacting to environmental factors." Leela scanned the signals. "Yes. The vehicles are adjusting to external inputs, possibly minor changes in road surfaces, wind currents, or sensor anomalies. Our solution needs to account for adaptability, not just rigid sequences." Amir nodded. "We can modify our simulation to include adaptive responses. This will create a more robust model that anticipates variability." For the next 2 hours, the humans worked rapidly, integrating adaptability into their simulation. They created algorithms that allowed for minor deviations without causing cascading delays, maintaining synchronization across all sectors. The final model was elegant, precise, and fully theoretical. Elena took a deep breath and presented the updated solution. This model accounts for adaptive behavior in autonomous systems. By incorporating small predictive adjustments, the hub can maintain efficiency even when unexpected variables occur. Again, this is purely theoretical. The Xenon administrators studied the simulation closely. They watched as the model predicted delays, applied adaptive adjustments, and restored smooth flow across the city. The result was flawless. "This is extraordinary," one official said finally. "Your species demonstrates not only intelligence and creativity, but also foresight and restraint. You have addressed a problem that our own specialists struggled with, without overstepping the boundaries of our laws." Kyra smiled faintly. "You have proven yourselves capable of understanding complex systems. This is a rare achievement for outsiders. Your ingenuity is recognized." Alina felt a surge of relief and pride. Humanity had faced the ultimate test, observing a critical failure, analyzing it, and proposing a theoretical solution that respected Xenon laws. They had succeeded, but she knew the real lesson went beyond technical skill. It was about adaptability, collaboration, and respect for rules while thinking creatively. Humanity's strength was not just in raw power or speed. It was in the mind, the ability to see patterns, and the capacity to solve problems thoughtfully. That evening back at their residence, the humans celebrated quietly. There was no fanfare, only the quiet satisfaction of accomplishment. Alina addressed her crew. "Today, we demonstrated what humanity can do when it works together, observes carefully, and applies intelligence with respect. Xenons have strict rules, but within those rules, we have shown ingenuity. This is the essence of what makes humans remarkable." Leela smiled. "And it's only the beginning. If we continue to learn, observe, and think creatively, we can achieve even more." Amir added, "We've also learned an important lesson about patience and careful analysis. Rushing or acting without full understanding could have been disastrous." Alina nodded. "Exactly. Strength lies not only in knowledge but in the ability to apply it wisely. Xenon will remember our approach, not just our ideas." Kyra visited them later that night, a rare smile gracing her face. "You have exceeded expectations. The administrators are impressed by your observations and theoretical solutions. It is unusual for humans to demonstrate such careful understanding so quickly. Your species may be young among the stars, but you are capable of remarkable achievement." Alina felt a quiet pride. "Thank you. We will continue to learn and contribute as much as possible. Humanity thrives on challenges, and this world has given us many." Kyra's eyes reflected approval. "Remember, intelligence and respect go hand in hand. You have shown both. Continue on this path, and you will be welcome here. Missteps are observed, but ingenuity and cooperation are rewarded." As the humans prepared for sleep, Alina looked out over the city once more. The lights shimmered, the vehicles moved in perfect coordination, and the hum of Xenon systems filled the air. Humanity had arrived as outsiders, observers in a world of strict rules. Yet through creativity, intelligence, and cooperation, they had begun to earn respect. The Central Coordination Hub challenge was over, but new opportunities and tests awaited. Humanity's journey on Xenon was only beginning, and their ingenuity had proven that even in a world of rigid laws, humans could shine. Alina felt a spark of determination. Humanity's strength lay not in dominance, but in the mind, the ability to solve problems and the courage to approach challenges thoughtfully. On Xenon, these traits had carried them far, and tomorrow they would carry them even further. For the first time, she allowed herself a quiet smile. Humanity had faced the ultimate test of intellect and ingenuity, and had not only survived, but impressed a civilization unlike any they had known. The city pulsed with life beneath them, a world of discipline and order, but also a world where humanity could prove that intelligence, creativity, and cooperation were forces to be respected, even among the stars. And in that moment, Alina knew that humanity's story on Xenon was only beginning, a story of brilliance, perseverance, and the quiet power of the human mind. The city of Xenon glimmered under the pale morning sun, its towers gleaming with a metallic sheen that reflected the careful order of the world below. Captain Alina Morale stood on the balcony of the human residence, observing the quiet rhythm of the city. Hover vehicles glided smoothly along precise paths, drones moved silently overhead, and citizens passed through streets with the elegance of synchronized motion. Yet beneath this perfection, Alina knew there was more to come, a final test that would measure humanity's ingenuity and resilience. Inside, her crew prepared for the day. Leela Chen studied her notes, reviewing the simulations they had created for transportation efficiency. Amir Khan double-checked energy analyses, while Jonah ran scenarios for the adaptive systems they had observed at the Central Coordination Hub. Each member of the team felt the weight of the challenge ahead. They had proven their ability to observe, analyze, and suggest theoretical solutions, but now it was time to demonstrate full mastery of complexity. Kyra arrived promptly, her presence commanding attention despite her quiet demeanor. "The Council of Administrators has invited you to participate in a collaborative simulation," she said. "This is a scenario designed to test problem-solving, coordination, and adaptability. Your performance will be observed closely. Success will influence your standing in the Xenon Empire." Alina nodded. "We are ready. We will approach this carefully and thoughtfully." The humans were escorted to a large chamber in the central sector, a room filled with holographic displays, interactive panels, and floating data streams. Xenon administrators stood around the edges, observing silently. The simulation was projected in 3 dimensions, depicting a citywide emergency scenario. Multiple transportation and energy systems were disrupted simultaneously, and autonomous drones faced unpredictable environmental changes. "This is the challenge," Kyra explained. "You may analyze, plan, and suggest improvements within the simulation. All actions must be theoretical. Direct intervention is not permitted. The Council wishes to see your understanding, creativity, and coordination." Alina studied the projection carefully. "Team, this is it, the ultimate test of our abilities. We have observed, we have analyzed, and we have proposed solutions. Now we must work together to demonstrate our full capacity for ingenuity." The humans split into specialized roles. Leela focused on transportation patterns, monitoring how hover vehicles and delivery drones responded to disruptions. Amir and Jonah concentrated on energy distribution, ensuring the simulation accounted for peak loads and unforeseen fluctuations. Alina coordinated communication and oversight, integrating every variable into a coherent strategy. The simulation began. The city grid shimmered as multiple sectors experienced simultaneous malfunctions. Vehicles paused mid-route, drones hovered uncertainly, and power surges flashed across displays. The humans observed carefully, noting the sequence and interplay of failures. "This is more complex than the hub problem," Leela said quietly. "Everything interacts. One delay affects multiple sectors." Amir nodded. "We need to predict cascading effects and incorporate adaptive responses. If we don't, the system will fail entirely." Alina's mind raced. "Focus on patterns. Look for cause and effect. Every anomaly has a root, and every root has a solution. We must coordinate adjustments across all systems simultaneously." Hours passed as the team worked tirelessly. They proposed adjustments to timing sequences, energy flows, and adaptive protocols, ensuring that each variable responded to others in real time. The simulation was intricate, requiring constant observation and modification. At one point, a sudden deviation in the simulated autonomous vehicles threatened to cascade into a city-wide halt. Leela noticed it instantly. "This sector is adapting to an unaccounted variable, possibly a simulated environmental effect. If we don't adjust timing sequences here, the delay will spread. Alina made a rapid decision. Amir, integrate energy redistribution to reduce load in that sector. Layla, adjust transportation sequence slightly to allow drones to recover. Jonah, update adaptive protocols for communication delays. They executed their theoretical adjustments. The simulation responded immediately, vehicles resumed their paths, drones corrected their positions, and power flow stabilized. The cascading failures were contained. Kyra observed silently, her expression unreadable. The Xenon administrators watched closely, analyzing each decision the humans made, noting how they coordinated, adapted, and applied logical reasoning under pressure. "Excellent," Leela whispered. "The systems are stabilizing." Alina smiled faintly. "Keep monitoring. The Council wants sustained solutions, not just temporary fixes." For the next several hours, the humans refined their strategies. They integrated predictive algorithms into the simulation, allowing autonomous systems to respond preemptively to minor disruptions. They synchronized energy management with transportation adjustments, ensuring efficiency even when unexpected variables appeared. As the final phase approached, the simulation depicted the city returning to normal. Vehicles moved smoothly, drones hovered precisely, and energy distribution stabilized. The humans had demonstrated not just problem-solving, but comprehensive system mastery, coordination, and foresight. Kyra stepped forward. "The Council is ready to evaluate your performance. Please present your observations and strategies." Alina explained calmly and clearly. "Our approach focused on observation, analysis, and theoretical coordination. We identified the root causes of disruptions, predicted cascading effects, and proposed adaptive solutions that respect existing rules. By integrating transportation timing, energy distribution, and adaptive communication protocols, the city systems can maintain efficiency even under simultaneous disruptions." She continued, "We emphasize that all solutions are theoretical. No direct intervention is required. The focus is on understanding, prediction, and coordination, demonstrating what can be achieved with careful analysis and cooperation." The Xenon Council members listened attentively. Their large eyes scanned the human's presentation, absorbing every detail, every simulation outcome, and every explanation. The room was silent for several long moments. Finally, the chief administrator spoke. "You have demonstrated exceptional understanding, creativity, and coordination. Your species has observed, analyzed, and proposed solutions to a problem that challenges even our specialists. You have done so without violating our laws, respecting the structures of our society. This is rare among outsiders, truly rare." Kyra's expression softened. "Your ingenuity and cooperation have proven your worth. The Council acknowledges your capability and integrity. Humanity has shown that it can adapt, think critically, and contribute meaningfully to complex systems, even under strict rules." A wave of quiet pride swept through the humans. They had faced the ultimate test on Xenon, an intricate, high-pressure scenario, and had succeeded. Every observation, every calculation, every decision had mattered. They had not only survived the challenge but had earned respect through intellect, creativity, and collaboration. Alina addressed her crew privately afterward. "Today we have shown what makes humans remarkable. Not strength or dominance, but intelligence, cooperation, and adaptability. This is the essence of humanity's advantage, even among the stars." Leela smiled, and the Council acknowledged it. "They see that we can understand and solve problems, not through force, but through thought and teamwork." Amir added, "It's inspiring. We've learned that our creativity and foresight are as valuable as any technology we bring. Even in a strict, disciplined society, ingenuity shines." That evening, As the humans looked out over Xenon's illuminated city, the streets bustling with precise, orderly motion, Alina reflected on their journey. They had arrived as outsiders, cautious observers in a world of rigid rules. They had faced challenges that tested intellect, patience, and creativity. And through careful observation, analysis, and collaboration, they had proven themselves capable. Kyra visited one last time, a rare warmth in her expression. The Council has made a decision. Your species is welcome as observers and collaborators. You have demonstrated qualities that are respected here: intelligence, foresight, and the ability to cooperate within strict systems. Your presence is valued. Alina bowed slightly. Thank you. Humanity is honored. We will continue to observe, learn, and contribute respectfully. Kyra nodded. Remember, the path forward is not without challenge, but you have proven that, with ingenuity and cooperation, even the most complex systems can be understood and improved. Continue on this path, and you will accomplish remarkable things. The humans spent the rest of the evening reviewing their work, recording observations, and planning future projects. There was a sense of quiet celebration, not in loud triumph, but in the knowledge that their abilities had been recognized by an advanced civilization. As night fell over Xenon, the city shimmered under alien lights, a landscape of discipline, precision, and innovation. For humanity, it was also a landscape of opportunity. Intelligence, creativity, and cooperation had carried them far, and now they had the respect of an entire civilization. Alina gazed at the stars above, knowing that humanity's journey on Xenon was only beginning. Yet the challenges they had faced had proven one undeniable truth: human ingenuity could shine, even under the strictest rules and even in the most disciplined worlds. The adventure had tested their minds, their patience, and their teamwork, and humanity had triumphed. The city pulsed with life, perfectly ordered, yet open to the possibilities that clever minds could bring. And somewhere in that perfect order, humans had carved a place, not through strength or dominance, but through thought, collaboration, and the quiet power of intelligence. Humanity had arrived as visitors, but they left a mark through brilliance, perseverance, and ingenuity. On Xenon, they had proven what the human mind could achieve. And that was only the beginning of a new chapter among the stars. The days following the great simulation felt different on Xenon. The city still moved with its usual precision, but there was a subtle change in the air. The humans were no longer just observers. They were recognized contributors. Their presence was acknowledged not with ceremony, but with quiet respect. Captain Alina Morales noticed it first during a routine walk through the city. Xenon citizens no longer avoided eye contact. Some paused briefly, studying the humans with curiosity rather than caution. Others nodded politely, a rare gesture in a society built on strict efficiency. Humanity had been accepted, but acceptance was only the beginning. Inside the human residence, Alina gathered her team. "The Council has granted us continued access," she said. "Not just observation, but cooperation. That means higher expectations. Every step we take now matters more than ever." Leela Chen leaned forward. "They trust us, but that trust can be tested." Amir Khan nodded. "And knowing Xenon, it will be tested soon." They did not have to wait long. That same cycle, Kyra arrived with news. Her posture was calm, but her tone carried weight. "A problem has emerged beyond the city. It affects multiple regions of the Empire. The Council wishes to hear your thoughts." Alina straightened. "We're listening." Kyra activated a holographic display. It showed a network of distant settlements, all connected by energy relays and data routes. Several nodes flickered unevenly. "These outer systems are stable individually," Kyra explained, "but when connected over long distances, inefficiencies appear. The system functions, but not optimally. Our specialists have tried traditional solutions. Progress is slow." Alina studied the display carefully. "You want perspective. Yes, Kyra said, a different way of thinking. The humans exchanged glances. This was familiar territory. Humanity had always excelled at seeing connections others missed. We will observe first, Alina said. Then we will think. The next days were filled with analysis. The humans studied Xenon's interregional networks, mapping energy flow, communication delays, and system priorities. Unlike the city systems, these networks were massive and stretched across vast distances. This isn't a technical failure, Leela said. It's a coordination issue, Amir agreed. Each region optimizes locally, but globally they work against each other. The system needs balance, not perfection. Alina smiled slightly. That sounds very familiar. They began building a theoretical framework, not a solution, but a way of thinking. Instead of strict efficiency everywhere, they proposed flexible priority zones. Some regions would take the lead at certain times, while others adjusted dynamically. It's like teamwork, Jonah explained. Not everyone leads at once. Sometimes you support, sometimes you wait. When they presented the idea to the council, the Xenon administrators listened carefully. You propose imbalance, one administrator said. This contradicts our design philosophy, Alina responded calmly. We propose controlled flexibility. Balance does not always mean symmetry. Sometimes balance means knowing when to adjust. The council debated quietly among themselves. Xenon society valued order, but humanity's success had already proven that order and adaptability could coexist. Finally, the chief administrator spoke. We will test your framework in simulation. The simulation was immense. Entire regions responded to shifting priorities, energy loads adjusted dynamically, and communication routes adapted in real time. At first, the system struggled, but then something remarkable happened. Efficiency increased, delays decreased, resilience improved. The simulation stabilized faster than any previous model. This approach allows recovery instead of resistance, Kyra observed. It accepts change instead of fighting it. The council was silent for a long moment. Then came the decision. Humanity's framework will be adopted for further study, the chief administrator said. You have demonstrated an understanding beyond systems. You understand cooperation itself. It was the highest praise Xenon could offer. As weeks passed, humans became regular collaborators. Not leaders, not rulers, but partners. Xenon specialists began asking questions not just about systems but about human thinking. How do humans adapt so quickly? One Xenon asked. Alina answered simply. We've had to. Our world changed constantly. Survival taught us flexibility. Another asked, do humans not fear instability? Leela replied, we respect it, but we don't freeze because of it. Humanity's reputation spread quietly through the empire. They were not the strongest species, not the fastest, not the most advanced, but they were thinkers, connectors, problem solvers. HFY did not come from force, it came from understanding. One evening, Alina stood with Kyra overlooking the city. Your people are changing, Kyra said thoughtfully. Alina shook her head. No. We're just being ourselves. Kyra considered this. Perhaps that is why it works. The council soon extended a new offer. Humans would be allowed to establish a permanent research delegation on Xenon, not a colony, not a base, a shared space for learning. This is unprecedented, Kyra said. Few outsiders are granted such trust. Alina felt the weight of the moment. We won't misuse it. We believe that, Kyra replied. The human crew celebrated quietly. There was no cheering, no shouting, just smiles, relief, and pride. Amir summed it up best. We didn't conquer anything, Leela nodded. We connected. As preparations began, messages were sent back to Earth. Humanity's leaders listened carefully as Alina described Xenon, not as a world to fear, but as a civilization to learn from. They don't need us to change them, Alina said. They need us to think with them. Earth responded with cautious optimism. Humanity had found a place among the stars, not through dominance but through intelligence. Months later, as Alina prepared to hand over command to a new delegation leader, she took one last look at Xenon's skyline. It was still precise, still ordered, but now it was also open. She had arrived as a stranger. She was leaving as a partner. The Xenon Empire continued to function as it always had, but now with a new layer of adaptability. A human layer. And humanity, once small and uncertain in the vast galaxy, had proven something powerful. Even in the most rigid systems, the human mind could find space to grow. HFY was not about shouting victory. It was about earning respect, and humanity had done exactly that.